Hello, hello, Chris.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Nice to meet you. So I'll take this opportunity to introduce myself but before I even start, and I forgot to ask yesterday, what I do is every Wednesday I do guest lives. I've interviewed, the drummer from the Violent Femmes. I've interviewed the NFL player, the former NFL player, Tony Mandarek, and many other people. And do I have your permission after this live to put this live on my YouTube channel? Is my question. Because YouTube
Yeah,
channel is evergreen, and I feel like if people miss out on here, they could always go there and watch it, right? So if I have your permission, then that's awesome.
yeah,
A-
yeah, of course.
I'll take the opportunity to introduce myself and welcome everyone who's here. So, hello everyone. My name is Liz. I'm originally from New York City, currently living in Connecticut, and I have the pleasure to meet Chris Nelson. Do you go by Chris Nelson or just Chris?
Chris Nelson.
Chris Nelson. He happens to be Trisha Smack Dad's son, and I know her now for a year. She's awesome. So, I just I'm excited. I'm super excited. I mean, I read all of your accomplishments, which are amazing. So let me give them the intro here, and then we'll start. So here we go. So my guest today, Chris Nelson, is a rising force in country music. From studying music as a kid to singing his first record deal to signing, sorry, his first record deal last year, he's now recording with the same producers behind the legends of Dolly Parton, Carrie Underwood, and Jason Aldean. He is also a four-time nominee at this year's JMA Awards at the Grand Ole Opry, including Male Vocalist of the Year. So now I have the pleasure. Give it up for Chris Nelson. We got to do this. Hold on. Where's my sound when I want it? Hold on. Sound effects. There we go. There we go. How's it going?
Good. Good.
I want to ask you also before I get started asking questions here. Are you going to play and sing for us at the
Sure,
end?
sure,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. Hey. Okay. That's awesome. Awesome sauce. All right. All right. All right. So here we go. So talk to me about the beginnings of time. What got you into wanting to learn about music and all that fun stuff?
Well, I actually I started doing music in middle school, studying like classical music. I actually started out as a clarinetist, and then in high school I learned how to play the saxophone. I went to college, studied classical and jazz commercial music at the university, and then I just never stopped. No matter what I've been doing or where I've gone, or I've always had music as something that I've done, to make extra money or whatever. It's only been in the past, I'd say the last what is it? Last January that I went full time in music and was able to pay my bills and all that stuff off of it. I actually didn't start singing until COVID hit.
Oh wow,
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
I was a sax player for like years and years, and COVID hit, and a local bar owner told me, he said, "You come in here and sing karaoke anyways." And he said, "You sing this stuff that people like." He said, "Can you play the guitar?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll pay you $50, and we'll bring you in here." And he said, "You won't have to pay for drink or food." And he's like, "Would you be willing to do that?" And I did it the first Saturday, and then he booked me every Saturday after that, and I've been booked every weekend since then.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. So, what made you decide to get into country music? You specifically, are you specifically a country singer?
I'm a country artist that brings like a lot of different influences, from other types of music. Like I've studied a lot of funk, rock and roll, and obviously jazz music, classical music, and so I bring like a weird thing to country music. The weirdest thing being is now we've released our first recording with saxophone in it. And obviously, that's not the norm in country music. It's not unheard of, but it's also not like, something that you hear every day on the radio. Definitely never, I don't think in history, is a front man who's writing a song been a sax player for sure. So we're bringing those elements of like blues and rock and roll and R&B into country in a different way, kind of Trojan horse through the saxophone, and so yeah, I'm definitely a country artist. I love the genre and the music, and in the most respectful way, I'm trying to also be authentic and make the music that I like, care, and believe in.
Oh, absolutely. So you mentioned that you played the clarinet, you play the sax, you play the guitar. I'm just curious, how many instruments do you play?
Well, technically, I can play literally just about anything. Because in the school of music, as far as like wind instruments, there's nothing that I can't play. I did learn just the basics of like violin, viola, cello, bass, like all that stuff. But the instruments that I really play, I'd say are piano, guitar, electric, lead guitar, saxophone, clarinet, and yeah, I'd say those are the ones that I'm proficient enough on to where I can like walk on any stage and actually like play along.
Well, let's say somebody like me who doesn't know how to play any instrument, which one do you find is the easiest one to learn? Because my daughter tried to learn the guitar. I signed her up for lessons, and it was an epic fail. She gave up. I guess it's not that easy.
But you guys are gonna hear me play guitar today, and I think my mom is in the chat.
Yes,
She can
yes. No, no,
attest.
for sure. That's why I want you guys to stay here because we're gonna leave the best part for last. This way, we make sure we have enough people here. So please get the most people. Share it out. Please do a power share. Let's get more people in the room. Because definitely you don't want to miss this treat right here. So what brought you to TikTok? From Kelly. Kelly was my middle person here who connected me with you. It says here that you want your followers to know, basically about your music career, about the fact that you signed your first record deal a year ago. So talk to me about that.
So basically, I'm very bad at social media. Like I don't hardly ever post. I don't if I'm being like bluntly honest, like in every interview I've ever done for a radio show, I've got one later today. They asked me those questions like about what's it like living in the age as an artist of social media, and I'm like, I wouldn't have Facebook or nothing. Like if if I was,
Really?
I'm kind
Because
of I'm kind of
you're
old.
young. Can I just guess you're a millennial?
I'm
I'm not gonna have you say your age actually, but you're definitely not a Gen X, so you're a millennial. Because
yeah,
Trisha's probably, I mean, she's young too. So
I'm 31. So yeah.
oh, so you're my daughter's age. So I'm surprised that you say that because let me tell you, everybody that I know in that age group are all about social media. Well, that's good. You're one of the few that isn't.
I'm a little old school, and really, I've used social media as a business tool because
Nice.
ironically, it's not something that I care for all that much, but I definitely need it to get my sound out there and get rally people to my live shows, even to get people to buy
Yes.
tickets or
Yeah. Yeah.
to know where we're going on tour and stuff this year. So
I was gonna say that, there's good obviously and there's bad with social media, right? When you look at it in a positive way, there's a lot of good because this is
yeah.
a way that you not only can you um it's not only local or national, it's international. So you could reach an international audience. Now, would you say that TikTok is the most prominent app that you use, or are you on Instagram and Facebook and all the other ones too?
I have the most followers on Facebook out of anything. This
Okay.
TikTok account is kind of new, and I haven't done as much with it as I probably should. I don't go live enough or post enough, but we've had some response from TikTok. Like I've had people come to my live shows and say, they'd be like from a different state, and they go, we seen your video on TikTok, and we had to come, and I think I have like what, not even, I don't even have 2,000 followers, but so it's done a lot of good actually.
Absolutely. There's a lot of musicians and a lot of singers, artists that I've seen that they use this app specifically to promote their singing, and definitely that would be a good avenue to do that as well. Thank you so much, Louise, for the greatest of all time. Do you go live on Facebook? You said that Facebook is where you have the largest following. Do you go live there?
No, not as much. I've done some TikTok lives. I've done some Facebook lives in the past. I really need to do better about it. The good thing is signing to this label,
Yeah.
signing to Highway One Records. They actually have a PR lady who does all of like all of my radio promotions. She's the reason that I'm getting all these like interviews.
That's awesome. That's
We
awesome.
just I just got an email because of her, from a group called Westlake, which is when I looked them up, it's almost like the Irish version of Backstreet Boys, I think.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wow.
Well, I'd never, I'm an American. I've never heard of them, but they've got
Right.
like millions and millions and millions of followers.
That's
So
amazing, man.
yeah,
How did you get noticed by them? How was it?
well, it was basically what she does is like goes out you know into her business connections, and she promotes my music by sending it to people and telling them who I'm associated with, who I'm working with in the industry and stuff, and then especially radio show play like for my music and stuff. A lot of it is based on who you know. I hate to say this out loud, but it's kind of like there's so much good music in this world that people will never get to hear, because there are gatekeepers in the industry, uh, and those people kind of control the flow of traffic, so to speak, like where the music goes, who are the people that are consuming it, all the things. Like,
Yes.
so if it wasn't for her right now, I wouldn't be getting all this radio play like I am, or
That that's
streams and all that stuff.
it's a shame. I think in every type of industry, there's always going to be, people that are going to be cutthroat, people that are going to gatekeep. Um, but I'm so glad that you've gotten noticed. And so, is your music on iTunes? Like, do you have your
Yeah,
first?
everything that I have, like every social media platform
Uh huh.
and streaming service, is now organized to where every single one is at Chris Nelson Band. So
Okay. So, if I wanted to find your content, it would be at Chris. Hold on, let me put this down here. At Chris Nelson.
yeah, Chris Nelson Band.
At Chris Nelson Band.
The reason I added band behind it is I've got guys that have been with me. We call it being in the trenches, like playing the bars, playing the
Yeah.
local regional circuits and stuff. And it, I don't know what people's perception of doing music, like what it's like, but I mean, some weeks I'm driving 22 hours singing for,
Wow.
sometimes 15 to 18 hours a week. Um, and I felt like they belong having as much recognition for what's going on and the success that I'm having that I am. So
That's awesome that that's awesome. You don't forget the people that that you started with. That speaks volumes. So, what's been the most surreal moment in your career so far? I know that you said you started relatively after the pandemic, so been about 5 years, to give or take, right? How's it been?
Well, like I told you, I started playing solo. I didn't even have a band yet, and I played dive bars and
Right.
stuff like that. Here recently, the biggest crowd I played for was like 15,000 people, I think. And
Ooh.
we, we're touring in New York this year, Texas, Florida, Nashville. I think I have a date in Connecticut, Virginia, and
Did you say Connecticut?
yeah,
Oh, you gotta let me know when and where. Mohegan, probably. Do you know where in
we're
Connecticut?
stopping through. I'm pretty sure that one. I forget the name of the town that we're in because I don't know much about Connecticut, but it's just a
Yeah.
solo show, and the band will be with me. But I'm playing a solo show, like passing through on the way to New York in September.
Ah, nice. Well, if I can't catch you here, I could definitely catch you in New York. I'm only an hour and a half away, so that's not that bad. And Elena says Texas? Question mark. Are you playing in Texas?
Yeah, we're playing in Texas. We have, I think it's weekend residency. I forget when that. I want to say that's in November, and
Nice.
so I've tried to make an effort of if I go out to a place and have to drive that far, we are in the. Somebody says we're in New
Somebody
York.
said Arizona. Now everybody's asking. We need a Vegas one. We're in Texas, Arizona. So there's a couple of them.
I'm not going to Arizona, but in what is it, 2 weeks or a week or so, I'm flying out to Washington State. So I am on that side of the country, just not down in Arizona. I'm playing in Tacoma and Seattle at the end of this month.
Nice. Wow. Well, you said that Texas is going to be more in October, right? Because right now the weather in Texas must be really hot. So you're probably waiting for the cooler months to play down there, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So talk about the nominations. I mean, this is awesome. You were nominated for Male Vocalist of the Year, Rising Star of the Year, Song of the Year, and Musician of the Year at the JMAs, which were held at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee in November. It's going to be held, rather. So talk to me about that.
Well, pretty much for a country artist, going and playing the Grand Ole Opry is basically like going to the Super Bowl. It's the most like other than the Ryman Theater, which is the old Grand Ole Opry. It's pretty much the most iconic like place to go and play country music. So right now, um, we are waiting to hear if I'm going to be able to make my. They call it making your Opry debut, where you play and step into what they call the circle. It's a cutout of the circle that the singer stands on is the old floor of the Ryman, and I won't know. I'm still waiting to hear back on if I'm going to get to perform or not. I know for sure that we're going to play JMA Fest, which happens the day before in downtown Nashville. But
Sweet.
to even be in an award ceremony there at the Grand Ole Opry, I mean, this is like way beyond my wildest dreams. I mean, you asked what the craziest moment in my career was. Whenever I like went online and seen that we had been nominated for anything at the Opry, that was 100%. Like I hit my knees, you know.
Wow. Oh my God. Look, I get goosebumps. I mean, I could only imagine that feeling. Your mother must be so proud of you. I could imagine, Trisha, you must be so, so proud of him. That's amazing.
Yeah, we've come a long way and say it's been 5 or 6 years that I've been doing this. Like I said at first, and I gotta say too, when I first started, I wasn't very good. I've worked every day. I wake up every morning. The room that you guys see me in right now is my studio downstairs in my house, and I come down here every morning and write and practice for 4 to 6 hours, give or take. I mean, I'm still
Wow.
I'm still working at it and trying to get better every day because I know that's the difference in me keeping the lights on and paying
Yeah.
the car note and all that stuff.
Well, I'm curious, New York City, right? Because I've gone to many concerts. I'm originally from New York. Are you playing like in the big Madison Square Garden or Radio City? Where are you
We're
exactly
not
playing
we're
there?
not quite
Welcome in.
we're not quite to the point of we're not quite to the point of playing the Garden or Radio City, but we're playing a corporate a chain up there called Daisy's Nashville Lounge, and
Oh,
it's a true like real deal like ticketed live music venue, and one is in Miller Place on the island, and the other one's
okay.
in Patchogue. So I
All
don't know
right.
about the area, but for my first time in New York and nobody knowing us up there, that was just a chance for me to get my feet wet, so to speak, in that.
But you will. You're gonna. It's just a matter of time that you're gonna be playing. I am gonna. Trisha's gonna tell me my son is going to be playing in Madison Square Garden. Watch. You watch. So, talk to me about the story behind the song that was nominated. Talk to me a little bit about that song.
So the song that got Song of the Year at that is called "I've Done Time." I was one of the. I've had to work day jobs until this point to where I could like financially live off my music and not have to worry about finances as much. One of those jobs was working in a prison, and so I was a guard there for like 2 or 3 years, I think, give or take. And I was married to a lady. We got married young. I think I was 24, and I found out that she was having an affair. She also tried to kill me.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, it's a lot. I mean, and simultaneously, she had quit her job. I was supporting. At the time, my family was her and three dogs, and in a newly built home. And I was coming home. I was living in hell, Then I was going to work, and working behind the walls or like fighting your way back out the door every day was not like not a very easy existence. And I'd be lying to y'all if I said that I don't have like some residual trauma from that. I don't think any normal person that.
I could imagine. My goodness, that's just. I mean, you must have PTSD from that. Is she hopefully behind bars? I hope.
No.
Was it ever proven that she was trying to, unalive you? That's
Well,
insane.
some things you can prove easily in the court of law, and some things you can't.
Right.
So you chose poison. That's a lot. I was advised that was a lot harder
To prove, yeah.
to prove.
I can only imagine. I have 18 more messages here. One question came in from Junk Food Junkie and says, ask him at what age did he pick up the guitar for the first time and start playing it? This is coming from Junk Food Junkie.
So my first guitar actually wasn't bought for me. My grandma went to a yard sale and bought this little black guitar for my brother Tyler, and something happened. I think he either fell on it or whatever. He busted off the back. One of my best childhood friends, CJ, we went out back and found an old piece of wood and decided that we were going to repair a guitar so that we could learn how to play it. And we put it on my dad's workbench and cut out sort of guitar shaped back and put it on the guitar. And we spray painted the whole thing black. It was ugly. The strings were so high, like I couldn't really
Do you still
play it.
have it or no? like on the
I don't know where it's at, but I'd love to have it and put it in a case somewhere. But
Absolutely. You never know what that would be worth someday. I'm serious.
that was probably I was probably like 12 or 13 before I ever touched guitar. I was playing wind instruments long, years before that, and studying, music theory and classical music and stuff like that. And but when this first guitar, this is my favorite memory of that guitar is while I was learning. Um, my first song I ever learned was Simple Man, and my youngest brother Dylan is 16 years younger than I am.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
in my room, at 16, 17, and I'd be sitting there picking, the three chords to Simple Man, like, and they had a baby monitor through the wall, and I think I used to lull my dad to sleep. He said, playing Simple Man, and I'd play it probably for like I don't know 2 hours straight because I had no other song that I knew how to play.
Yeah. And we're gonna literally just in a few minutes, guys. Please hang in there, share it out. We're gonna literally. I'm down to the last couple questions. If unless you guys have any questions to come through, we're gonna have him play and sing. That's gonna be a great treat. So please stand by. He used to play guitar and get the baby sleep. That's good. That's awesome. So what's something your fans might not know about the recording process?
Well, a big part of the recording process, uh, for me, it's the tip of the iceberg is what happens in the studio, and everything else underneath the water is what I'm doing in this room, like, and pouring over the lyrics and coming up with song ideas. Sometimes, I wrote one for my dad recently that I actually got the inspiration from in my sleep. Like I was having a dream and I woke up and I had a pad. I keep a pad and a pen beside my bed, and I rolled over in the middle of the night and I just started. I wake up and I start writing it down before I could forget it. And the chorus of that song, I was somehow I don't know, but in my dream, I was the melody and the chorus line. It was just and sometimes I'm out in public, I see somebody do stuff, or I take people in my real life, and it gives me inspiration, and then the melody, and even though I'm writing it on just acoustic guitar, I can always hear like all the other instruments like pedal steel and fiddle and the melodies of the piano or um, stuff like that. So all that work happens before I ever step into a studio, and then the bulk of the work there, is not the recording process; it's the creative process in which we brainstorm. You know, or basically, like I tell people, show them and tell them like how I want things played and what melodies go where, and so yeah, it's just the creative process is definitely the biggest undertaking. It's the part that requires the most, I'd say, knowledge and all
I
that
could
stuff.
imagine. I could imagine. How many songs have you created so far?
To hold on, let me look at my email here. So to date, I've probably written more, but a little over 1,100 songs are in my Gmail account.
1,100 songs. Wow.
I write one, sometimes two songs a day.
I just have to ask you because the thought has crossed my mind. And for those of you who don't know, I do have ADHD. So I gotta ask this question. The former wife of yours, did you ever dedicate a song to after the fact, you know what I mean? When she was trying to unalive you, like one of those breakup songs. Just have to ask.
I believe as an artist, you have to, like, when I sing a song about something and I'm on stage, I really try to put myself in the mindset of the moment that I wrote it or the inspiration behind it.
Hmm.
And sometimes that's a person. I wrote a song about a man named Nelson. He told me, he said, his wife passed away 5 years ago from cancer. He said, I haven't moved a single thing in my house since she left. He
Wow.
said, I bought a new couch, put it in the same furniture. He said, I know whenever I go to heaven, I'm going to walk on streets of gold with her. And I put his words into a song. So when I sing Nelson's song, I'm in his shoes, you know. The first song I'll play for you guys today is about my mom, because she hasn't heard it yet fully. I'm going to play that one for her today.
We're gonna get to it.
But
I promise. Okay,
I
one more question came through here. James Taylor puts, this is Junk Food Junkie. Thank you so much, Junk Food, for providing questions. That's awesome. James Taylor puts a bean bag in his guitar, and some other guitarists put a damp rag in it. Do you do that? Basically, is the question.
no, and no, and I'll tell you why. I learned, but first before I answer that, I've only written two songs about my ex-wife.
Okay.
And I've never played one of those live ever because it's just
Okay.
hard to sing. And the other one was released. I've done times we did that
Okay.
one, but I don't even play that one live
I
anymore.
will never, and I definitely won't ask you to do that. I just was curious because I know that some artists do that when they have, obviously a romantic relationship gone down south. They write, that's what they do.
I think
So,
the reason that James Taylor puts the beanbag in his guitar is to get this type closer to this type of sound, like a more like almost like less sustain and stuff like that because he plays finger style. So he plays like a lot of notes, like Carolina on my mind. Like it's kind of hard to do that whenever your guitar is like mine and it just wanting to resonate like a little bit more. So
do you only play acoustic or do you also play electric guitars?
I play electric guitar in my full band, and take lead solos and stuff like that.
Awesome. Just two more questions for you. Um, what's the biggest difference between writing for yourself versus performing someone else's track?
Well, if I'm being quite honest, doing covers of other people's work is not as I'm not as emotionally connected to it. Like when you get,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but um, typically people we love like to we love to talk about ourselves and our feelings innately, right? It's like easier to talk about you than it is somebody else. It's also easier to connect to your thoughts and your ideas when you're performing as an artist and trying to get people to emotionally connect.
Right.
Now there are other people's music that I'm connected to because of memories, or the feeling that I have attached to it. It's also, I'd add that that's also the most beautiful thing about me writing songs is that I write the song thinking about one thing, but you hear the song and it takes on a different life. Every time somebody hears the song, it has a completely different meaning. There would be
Yeah.
15,000 people in the audience and 15,000 different songs have been heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Everybody,
you,
everybody
you
interprets it differently.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. No, I definitely can understand that, and one person can, the same person can interpret it differently in different stages of their life too, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like a roller coaster. We go through these phases in our life, and so I truly believe that that's a powerful statement that you said right there. I have one final question, guys. So if you have a question, now is the opportunity because after this, we're gonna give the floor. to Chris Nelson, and he's going to be playing for us. All right. So if anyone has any questions, this is the time to do it. Last question for you is just for fun. Who's your dream duet partner, if you have one?
Honestly, a lot of my heroes. I told you at the beginning of this that I'm a little old school, and most of my heroes, most of my musical idols are dead. I hate to say that, but
Who is one of them that's not
I'm
alive?
not. I'm a huge, like you can see literally behind me. There's a poster of that's Hank Jr. and then there's a Johnny Cash poster. But
Yeah.
my dream duet, I think, would be with Merle Haggard. I think like his background in music was really interesting. He also had a country song that had the saxophone in it, and I just thought that was interesting. He was kind of kind of a chameleon. He was known for being able to like make his voice sound like anybody else and do all these imitations. I just find him and his music really interesting. Like the things that he writes about, and I kind of would want to know like where he got those inspirations from. And he just seems like a very creative person, and so am I. I think it would be interesting what we could put together.
That would be amazing. So I don't see any more questions. So I want to give the floor to you. I mean, you can sing as many songs as you want. I'm just gonna sit here, listen, and enjoy myself. So give it up for Chris and Nelson.
This one's called Mama. Mama, you told me when I was young, it's easier to smile than to cry, my son. You told me to be humble and kind. The whiskey and love would drive me out of my mind. The two wrongs don't make it right. That nobody wins when they fight. Oh, I carry your words with me every night. Well, now 70 these bright lights and I'm up on stage singing all night. And the crowd is cheering my name. Oh, I'm feeling home on this stage, but I have a home it can't replace. This life is tough, but don't you worry, Mama, I'll be okay. Mama, you taught this boy to be a simple man, but this life I chose, I don't always understand. I've learned that you don't always get what you give. People think that selling my soul is the price to live. And sometimes I'm so damn lonesome I couldn't cry. I'm so damn tired, but I can't sleep at night. We wonder sometimes about the life I live, about this neon rodeo that I'm living in. There's wolves everywhere I go, dressed in sheep's clothing backstage at every show. So I remember your words, and I know when I step beneath these bright lights, I'll be singing your words to them all night. The crowd is always ladies cheering our last name.
That was beautiful. That was oh God, that was I was thinking right now, Trisha, because I could only imagine that your mom is crying right now. Oh my God, that was amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. But I know we're not gonna stop at one. I don't know how many songs you're willing to sing for us, but I definitely would love. I sound like an echo. I forgot that I I forgot how to a microphone. Hello. Thank you so much. I'm sure that Trisha, if I know I'm a mom, you're so proud of your son, and I'm sure that you're crying at this moment. That's a beautiful dedication to your mom. I don't know how many songs you're willing to sing. I'm here. Listen, I can hear you all day. Your voice is beautiful. I'll be honest. I don't know much about country music, but your voice is just beautiful. So
Thank you.
you can sing as many songs as you want, right, people? Go ahead.
I do a couple more for you. This one's called. This one's brand new, written. I think yesterday, or the day before. It's called "A Love Like Whiskey." At my field, love gone wrong, crying on the phone, packing up and leaving them, getting gone. I think that I just might find a girl with bright green eyes that tells me she loves me late at night. I wanna love like whiskey, needed to burn when you kiss me. I wanted to sting when you miss me. Love drunk when we're ready. Don't wanna water down, no bottom shelf, no bottom of the bottle till there's nothing left. Want something real, something you can't buy. Every time you look me in the eye. Oh, I wanna love like whiskey. I want a woman who loves to lay me down. It keeps my troubled mind spinning round and round like a crown. And when you sway your hips to this beat, I wanna swing along in harmony. I want a love that refines with time when we make it right. Proof flowing true than any drunk lie. I want someone there for last call to hold my hand when the good Lord brings me to the promised land. I want a love like whiskey, needed to burn when you kiss me. I wanted to sting when you miss me. Love drunk till we're ready. Don't want to water down, no bottom shelf, no bottom of the bottle till there's none left. Want something real, something you can't buy. Every time you look me in the eyes. Yeah, I want love like whiskey.
That was amazing. That was so amazing. And I saw as you were singing the song, you were feeling the words that were coming out of your mouth. You know, it was just amazing. It really was. And there's people that are gifting you. Thank you guys for the gifts and the support. Um, do you sing any cover songs? Like if somebody says on the spot, can you sing such a song or no, not that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I could do a cover or two.
Anybody here want to hear him sing any particular song? I'm thinking, but I'm not going to say until somebody else says because I don't know. I don't really know country, so I don't really know much about the genre. So anybody here want to request a particular song that he can sing? Is that a song, Kelly Lou? Something in Orange? Is that a? I don't know. I have no idea. Is that a song? Something in
Yeah,
Orange?
that's a song. I
Okay,
can play it.
you could play it.
Yeah.
Okay, he could play.